the one thing I know every single day I wake up, I owe. Michael McLean, brassballsvideos.com. I'm an ex-professional hockey coach, ex-amateur championship hockey coach, turned 8-figure entrepreneur. I share these broken iPhone brass balls videos every morning. If you want them sent to your email box, go to brassballsvideos.com, put in your email, and I send a different mental kick in the pants video every single day. I don't take any days off. I don't miss. Massive consistency. It's free. There's nothing to buy. brassballsvideos.com. One of the things that for the last 15 to 20 years that I've really focused on personifying, eating, sleeping, and breathing every day. I write about it in my journal when I wake up. I write about it for 30 seconds before I go to bed. I talk about it, I think about it. And it's a simple principle that served me over the last 2 decades. I call it almost an attitude of gratitude. The secret to living is giving, but it's more than that. I wake up every single day at the same time without an alarm at 5:59, and the first thing that enters my mind each and every day when I wake up at 1 minute to 6, every morning I know one thing: I owe. I owe the man above. I owe my creator. I owe my personal God. Period. Admittedly, I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual man. Big difference. I don't attend church regularly. I was brought up by my fantastic mom and dad in the United Church of Canada. My mom took us to church every single Sunday. I used to sing in the church choir. I actually, when I was in high school, taught Sunday school for one year. And I have nothing but incredible memories and experiences of my childhood in the United Church. For some reason, when I went off to university in my late teens and early 20s, I decided to turn my back on my creator and on my God. It wasn't just not attending church because like I said, I don't attend church, but I consider myself a very spiritual person. I believe that there is something bigger than me. I believe that I've been put here to accomplish certain tasks. I believe in an attitude of gratitude. I believe in a creator. I believe in God. But it's interesting when you lose your way as a person. And when I went off to university and then I graduated and I started coaching amateur hockey and then pro hockey, and I was living a pretty exciting life. I had 2 university degrees. I coached my way through university when my pals in university were working at Wendy's or the restaurant or Subway. I was coaching hockey for a living. As soon as I graduated from university, I had my first minor pro hockey coaching job waiting for me, thanks to the late great Wayne Maxner. I was hired as an assistant coach, and then from there I climbed the ladder even further, higher in minor pro. I became a head coach in pro hockey at the age of 25, assistant general manager. Like, that's unheard of for somebody like myself who never played pro hockey. I didn't have the abilities or the size to play the pro game, but here I was coaching other professionals. Some of these guys had played at all kinds of high levels, Division I college. Some of them, for God's sakes, had played in the National Hockey League. And here I am as a 25-year-old, 26-year-old man. I'm living my dream of eventually coaching in the National Hockey League. So things went pretty well for me. But once again, no spirituality, no relationship with God. It was all just about me. And that's sometimes forgivable when a person's in their teenage years or their early 20s. You're selfish, you're entitled, and of course it's all about you. That's pretty normal behavior. But then I got into my entrepreneurial years after I was fired in pro hockey. Then I owned a couple of my own teams. We won a championship, all this other stuff. Once again, living life and doing business on my own terms. But there was this massive hole in my life, a massive empty hole that couldn't be filled with winning, couldn't be filled with writing more books, couldn't be filled with money, couldn't be filled with power, couldn't be filled with experiences and buying cars and buying houses, none of it. And my life transformed in terms of my wealth, my health, and my happiness, my peace of mind, when I started about 15, 20 years ago with this new mindset of every day when I rise, I know I owe. I know I owe. If there ever was a writer downer, that's a writer downer. I know I owe. So, I was pretty impressed with myself during those years in hockey coaching and in business. I was a single guy. I wasn't married. I wasn't a father. I could come and go as I please. I had lots of money. I had nice cars. I had everything that I dreamed of. But I didn't have peace of mind. And I didn't have that feeling of personal sovereignty. I didn't have that feeling of significance. It was like I wasn't serving anybody. I wasn't living a life of significance, and I wasn't going to leave any legacy because I wasn't helping anybody else. So it all changed for me 15, 20 years ago with that mind shift, that eat, sleep, and breathe. Every day I open up my eyes that I know I owe. And that was absolutely critical for me. So when my eyes open every single day at 5:59, 5:58, whatever it is, it's amazing. The first thing that I do as soon as I wake up every single day is I have my 3 to 4 minute gratitude prayer. And I never, ever ask my Creator for anything, ever. If I pray for 4 or 5 minutes on my knees beside the bed in the darkness, it's the first thing I do. All I think about is how much I owe. How much I owe the big man above, but not just that. How much I owe for the people and the experiences He has placed in my life to help me become a better husband, a better father, a better friend, a better community service person. The books that He's put in my life, the mentors He's put in my life, the knowledge and wisdom and information that He's put in my life that I've stumbled upon. He's given me these incredible gifts and these incredible advantages. Just the fact that, I won the parent lottery. I was born into a family where you were told that you could do things, that it was expected that you would accomplish things, where work ethic and honesty and integrity were preached every day, but where I had role models. I don't have heroes. My two heroes are my mom and my dad. And every day watching my mom and dad, work 14-hour days, watching my dad run the general store 14 hours a day, every day but Christmas, watching my mom give up her job so that she could raise 3 children, and the sacrifices and the struggle from blue collar to white collar eventually, and just having that contagious example. More is caught than taught, and having my mom and dad involved in our lives, coaching our sports, attending our school functions. So I owe for being placed in that environment. I owe my creator for being placed in the Western world. I call home the two greatest countries in the world, the United States of America in Naples. I owe for this opportunity to live in all of this abundance and all of this freedom, and to be able to, chase the American dream, even though I'm not even from here. I owe the fact that I was born into the country of Canada, where entrepreneurship was promoted back in the day. I owe the fact that I was brought up in a home where my dad was an entrepreneur and small business owner for 71 years. My dad ran his own company until he was age 85. My dad and mom are both 90 years young, turning 91, God willing, later this year. But that was the example my younger brother and my older sister saw. And also another entrepreneurial example, of course, was my mom's father, my grandfather, who he ran a general store as well. And he did that for 40 some years. Once again, 14 hours a day, every day but Christmas. So I had these role models around me that I owe for. Like, this is how it's done. This is how you acquire freedom. This is how you build self-reliance. This is how you build self-responsibility. This is how you create wealth. This is how you create health and personal sovereignty. This is how you serve people and build a life of significance and legacy. It was all right in front of me. So I know I owe for that. And, today I'm a married man with an 11-year-old daughter. Like, I owe for these incredible people being placed in my world. There was a time where I was coaching hockey and then running my company where I didn't give a shit about anybody but myself, and I didn't care about anything. I didn't want to be married. I never thought I would have children. It was all just about me. And then the good Lord above put people in my life, like my wife Krista, and then down the road, like our daughter Emery, and it just transformed me as a man. It transformed my thinking, it transformed my behavior. But I just think of all the sliding door moments, as the great Brene Brown calls them. Sliding door moments when you meet somebody, or you read a book, or you have an experience, or something good happens, or something bad happens, and it ends up changing the entire direction of your life. She calls those sliding door moments. Me meeting my wife through the Rotary Club. I was serving in the Rotary Club, and that's how I met my wife Krista. My sliding door moment was meeting my wife Krista at a social Rotary Club. If I'm not in that club, if I'm not serving as president, if I'm not organizing things, if I'm not raising funds, if I'm not in that service club, I don't connect with my wife. And I think about, the rest of it, it's almost scary, where these incredible experiences, these books, these teachers, these coaches, these people, places, and things that have been placed in my world have led to me being able to today live life and do business on my own terms. The incredible entrepreneurs like yourself, small business owners that I've had the privilege of working with, coaching, and becoming friends. I mean, I get up every day now and I get to be a student for life. I get paid to be a learning machine. When you think about it, like, I get up in the morning and I go for my walk and I read and I write, but I'm literally being paid to be a learning machine. I'm being paid for my insatiable appetite for wisdom and knowledge. How many people get to do that? Most people have to commute to a job, they have to work in an office, or they have to work from home. They've got meetings, they've got Zoom calls, they got co-workers, and then they come home and exhausted and then do it all again. And I don't care how much money you make. You either live a life of bootlicker or badass. And I mean, just the self-reliance and the autonomy that I have, it's all because of stuff that I owe. And now it's amazing. Like, there was a 30-year period there where I didn't need God. When I was coaching hockey, I didn't need God. When I was kicking ass in the insurance business, I didn't need God. Why would I need God? I turned my back on my Creator because of the fact I had money. I had cars, I had power, I was coaching my own team, I was having fun. I didn't need to answer. I didn't need any spirituality. And it's interesting now that I look back and think about it and journal about it. 30 years ago, when I turned my back on God, when I turned my back on spirituality, and I turned my life towards money, towards power, towards fame, towards entitlement, towards selfishness, it's amazing. The good Lord looked at me and he said, you know what? You pompous son of a bitch. He said, you turn your back on me, I'm gonna give you everything you desire. I'm gonna punish you by giving you everything that you desire. You desire money, you desire cars, you desire homes, you desire fancy vacations, you desire friends, you desire all of this superficial stuff. Well, you know what, you little son of a bitch, I'm gonna give it to you. And my Creator did exactly that. Over the next 20 years, he gave me everything that I desired. Every superficial want that I wanted came into my world. More money than I could spend, lots of power, lots of notoriety, lots of celebrations, lots of wins, you name it. So he gave me what I lusted after. And it's amazing that that was the greatest way for him to punish me, to give me everything that I wanted. It was the best method for him to wake me up, to tap me on the shoulder and say, you know what, you want all this stuff? You desire all this stuff? Well, you know what? I'm going to give it to you now that you've turned your back on me. And it took another 15 to 20 years for me to wise up and wake up as a man, getting married and having children, for me to realize that every day I owe. And I had a complete 180 shift. I went from reading books to serve other people. I went from being an insatiable, voracious student to learning so that I could share with people, so that I could write a book, so I could shoot videos, so I could, write a newsletter. I could coach masterminds. I could run a coaching program. So I had a complete 180 shift from a selfish mindset and behavior into one of service. And when you're in your 30s and 40s, it's not like, that comes normal, or it's not that simple. But that attitude and that mindset every morning that I know I owe has served me so well. I'm now back in the gym 4 days a week, working out for 30 minutes. I think about these morning walks here that I take every day. They're 70 minutes. They're over, I don't know, it depends on the day. 10,000, 8,000 steps. It depends on the day and the route. But it's amazing, all of this stuff that I have in my life, whether I get up and I walk for 70 minutes, I get up and I study for an hour, I do my copywriting operation Money Suck for a minimum 1 hour per day, every single day, no days off. But it's interesting how all of that stuff was brought into my world. It was stuff that was dropped into my world, the knowledge, the wisdom, the mentors, the books. I mean, I didn't know about any of that stuff years and years ago. So it just goes to show you that when you look back at your life, there's so much to be grateful for. And when I have this mentality of I know I owe, that's why I open my eyes at 5:59 every day. I wake up and I'm like, I owe. And I like to journal about it. I like to read about it. And I like to, personify it. The greatest thing I can do in terms of being, my honoring and respecting all of the abundance and opportunity and wealth that I've been blessed with, the greatest way is for me to show gratitude to my Creator. For me to live with an attitude of gratitude in terms of my God. And I think the greatest disservice I could do, and I did it for 30 years, is get up and not honor the opportunity that I've been given. Instead, I feel now when I open my eyes every morning, 7 days a week, I feel that stacking those wins, your prayer, your journaling, drinking water, walking, going to the gym, date nights, copywriting, all of this stuff. That's the way that I can truly show an attitude of gratitude. And the worst thing that I could do is to throw this opportunity back in the face of the person who's provided it for me. And that's what I used to do when I had no spirituality in my life. But now when I have this mindset of I know I owe, I get up and I owe my Creator that walk. I owe my Creator and my followers this video. I owe that email that I've got to write every single day. I owe reading and staying sharp and sharpening the axe. I owe that. I've been granted all these books and newsletters and mentors. For me not to take advantage of those every day would be a fucking disgrace. Same thing with the walking, the great foods that are in my life, the fresh water to drink, an audience, an opportunity, clients. Like, this is my mission. This is my calling. I'm now in this chapter of my life, and I've lived many chapters. I've lived many lives up until this point in my life. But at this point here, I'm on a mission to help 1 million businessmen build the life of their dreams, a life you never need to escape from. To help 1 million businessmen and husbands, fathers, grandfathers, build a world they never need to escape from, a world that they never need to a vacation from. And it's on their terms, not anybody else. So that's my calling. That's who I have been called to serve. And it's been the first time this last decade where I've actually answered the call. And I finally answered the call to serve these other people, to serve these men, to serve these husbands, to serve these fathers, because I'm now focused on significance, I'm focused on service, I'm focused on legacy. I'm not focused on Michael McLean. I'm focused now on my legacy, on service. How can I answer the call? Who have I been called to serve? And how can I best serve those who I've been called to serve? Sometimes it's a daily video, sometimes it's a telegram, sometimes it's a print newsletter, sometimes it's a video on YouTube, sometimes it's coaching a mastermind. But that's my focus. My number one baseline focus now is I know I owe. So my question for you today is, do you now have that attitude of gratitude in everything? When you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling worried, or you're feeling stressed, are you now transitioning and pivoting out of that mindset, victim mindset? Like my grandfather said, you can be the victor or you can be the victim, but you can't be both. So you see so much of this in today's world where everybody has this victim mentality. It's all about me, 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 me. I need this. I don't have this. This isn't working for me. Me, 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 me. And of course, that leads to manufactured mental illness. manufactured depression, manufactured anxiety, manufactured all of it. And the opposite, like my grandfather says, is to be the victor, to take these incredible blessings, this abundance, this opportunity, this wealth that surrounds us, and change your mindset. Change your mindset like I had to, that I know I owe. I know I owe. I take this responsibility so seriously that it gets me up early and it keeps me up late. I can't stop now. I can't stop when I'm sick. I can't stop when I'm tired. I can't stop when I'm stressed. I can't take a day off because I'm a man on a mission. And this mission has been given to me. It's been a clear calling. Serve these people, serve these men, and do it to the best of your abilities because, son, you owe. You owe. And I'm telling you right now, it's the greatest motivator. I don't need pep talks. I don't need anybody patting me on the back. I don't need any attaboys. I get up, I pray, I drink water, I walk, I read, I write, I go on date nights. I'm a present father. I spend time with my queen and my child. On and on and on. I serve as many people as I can. And it all goes back to that mindset shift that I had 15, 20 years ago when I rise every morning and I'm reminded, it just pounds in my head. I know I owe. I know I owe. And sometimes I just grab my journal and I literally list all of the people in my life that I owe. Everybody, my mentors, my coaches, school teachers that made an impact, sports coaches, mentors, all of it. It's really insane how long that list can be. And sometimes I'll do that on a walk, what I call a gratitude walk, where if I'm feeling a bit down or I'm feeling a bit stressed or I've got low motivation, for years I've gone on what I call a gratitude walk, where I just start to walk. And there's no real timeline, and I just could be half an hour, could be 90 minutes, where I literally just give thanks for all of the amazing blessings and abundance in my life. That's one to try when you're low energy, or you're feeling like a victim, or you're in that victim mindset, or you're anxious or depressed, to go put your shoes on, get outside in nature, in the cold, in the heat, in the wind, in the rain, in the sunshine, and just go for a gratitude walk. Transformational, absolutely transformational. And it's based in that mindset. I know I owe. So that's it for today. I'm starting a mastermind for small business owners and entrepreneurs. If you finally want to build the world of your dreams, if you finally want to build a top 1% business and personal life where you live life on your own terms, reply to this email and I'll get you the information about the mastermind. It's month to month, $9.97 per month, so it's very affordable. If you're not on my list, my email list, you can go to brassballsvideos.com and sign up and reply to any of those emails. Or you can put a thing in the comments here. Mark Andre, my business partner, will get that. Just comment below. I appreciate our gentleman's agreement. I'll keep putting out these free videos. All I ask is that if you like them, you comment. If you don't like them, you comment. And that if you find value in these daily walking adventures with yours relentless, if you find value in them, that you subscribe and share them with other men. brassballsvideos.com. 2 words that changed my life. Hey, I know I owe. 2 words that changed my life. Be relentless.